I will talk to you about the developmental systems approach in practice. As we have seen in the lecture, the developmental systems approach argues two things. First is that development can be influenced. If it couldn't be influenced, why study development? We study development so that we can infer and we can make changes from children's development. The second is that there is no one course of development. Development is affected by interactions between the biology, culture, time, physical environment, and the individual and social functioning. There are two popular models of developmental systems approach. First is by Bronfenbrenner, the bioecological model. It depicts that development is dependent upon biologically induced dispositions and environmental influences. The model includes 5 subtypes: microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, microsystem, and chronosystem. I will talk about these systems briefly. Microsystem is activities and interaction patterns in child's immediate surroundings. Mesosystem is connections between the set of microsystems that are related to the individual at a given moment in life. Exosystem is social settings that do not contain children, but nevertheless affect children's experiences in their immediate settings, like parents' workplace, health and welfare services in the community. Macrosystem is cultural values, laws, customs, and resources. And finally, chronosystem is time and historic influences. Now I will introduce you another theory that was put forward by Gottlieb. Gottlieb describes how genetic, neural, behavioral, and environmental activity are bidirectionally related. In addition, these relationships are assumed to be dynamic. They may also constantly change over time. This theory is different from the first theory, the bioecological theory, in that it is interested in level within the individual. Implication of adopting developmental system theory is that it is useful to test for characteristics of people and their context that can influence the design of policies and programs promoting positive development. Creating an integrated understanding of development requires knowledge from many disciplines. There are 4 characteristics important when applying this approach in practice. 1. Know the limitation of your knowledge, so which field you study. For example, I study psychology, so I will have limitations in biology, maybe, and genetics, and other environmental fields and sociology. 2. Know the limitations of your measure and methods. What kind of measure are you going to use? Will it be qualitative or quantitative? What kind of tools will you use? Will they be measuring something that was measured before, or you will introduce a new tool? 3. Appreciate the value of knowledge available in other disciplines. You will become a multidisciplinary person. You will be reading disciplines, you will be reading research from all disciplines, not all, but disciplines that you feel that are required for you to adopt this approach in practice. 4. Think through the various disciplines. So, as an example, I come from a psychology background, and in my work with children, I interact with them on a regular basis. In order to take developmental systems approach, I need various informations on both the biological and environmental influences there may be on the children. The barriers that are present to benefiting from adopting developmental systems approach is its interdisciplinary take on development. Usually we use cognitive development as a base to understand children, and often we have barriers to accessing information on their genetic outlook and their everyday social environment. At least, it is a good idea to talk to the parents about their children or to assess their knowledge through questionnaires if the former deems time-consuming. Finally, the challenge is to how, where, and when to interfere. Thank you for listening.